Hey, how are you doing? I hope that you're doing well. So, have you ever asked this question? Why does nobody like me? Why am I alone? Why doesn't anybody want to be my friend? And why why am I so unlikable? You're not alone. There's a lot of people that have this question that feel like they don't belong, like they don't fit in. They feel like nobody likes them. It's a very common thing, and a lot of the times it can be our brain that is playing a trick on us, and it's not really the truth. The truth of the matter is that a lot of the time it can be a negative perception that we have about ourselves, where we feel inadequate or we feel like we don't belong anywhere, but it can just be our brain that's playing a trick on us, or our mindset that's playing a trick on us. And there are a few strategies that you can implement to get over this hurdle, to kind of make yourself feel like you include. I've read this book quite a while ago, and it's called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And it's quite an old book, but it's never been more relevant. It's so incredibly good, and I can't recommend it more. Please go and read it if you can. But in this book, I learned a lot of things about myself, about people, about how relationships work, and just how to make those friends and how to keep those friends, and maybe even how to have a positive impact on those people's lives. And something that I've learned from it is that people are innately selfish. And I'm not saying this in a bad way, I'm not saying this in a cruel way, but the thing is, people like talking about themselves, they like hearing about themselves. Remember that at the end of the day, people aren't really thinking about you. And I'm not saying this in a terrible and awful way, but it's kind of the truth. People are not really thinking about you all that much. They're not thinking, oh, he's so terrible, oh, he's so bad, oh, she's so awful, oh, they're so disgusting. No, they're very concerned with their own thoughts, with their own life. People are quite busy. So many times it can feel like you're being left in the dark, you're being shoved out, and nobody wants to spend time with you. But the thing is, people are busy with their own lives. They don't necessarily have all of the time in the world to spend on us. And that can be lonely, that can be isolating, that can feel quite bad, because why am I not important enough for them to spend time with me? Here we need to figure out, firstly, why am I feeling lonely? Why am I feeling isolated? And then we need to expand our social circle so that when our specific friend doesn't have time for us, we might have another friend or another group that we can socialize with. Because at the end of the day, everybody is busy, everybody has their own agenda, and that's not a bad thing. That's not an awful thing. It's just the truth of the matter. It's just how life works. So, here's a few things you can do when you're feeling nobody likes you, when you feel pressed down and lonely and isolated and disheartened. Number one, self reflection. Are these feelings that I have real, or are they just perceived? Am I making them up in my mind? Do people really see me as this awful person? Or is it something that I am telling myself because, look, we can have these self confidence issues. They do exist. Am I really terrible to hang around, or are my friends just really busy? And the truth is, negative self talk can really impact our perception of how others perceive us. It can really have an impact on how we think others see us. So try to not engage in negative self talk about, oh, I'm so bad, oh, I'm so terrible, oh, nobody likes me, because those things are not efficient. They're not good. They make you believe those things when in reality, many people might like you, many people might even adore you. They just don't necessarily show it. Because people are terrible at showing affection. They really are. And it's not a bad thing, it's just the way that we are, I suppose. Number two, self confidence and self esteem. So, you might not have the best self confidence and self esteem, and I'm not specifically going to go into details on how to work on self confidence and self esteem, but what I want to do is maybe just give you a little bit of a tip. Look at your good qualities, look at things that you are doing really well. Even if that thing is just, I care a lot for my friends, or I'm really capable with a kitchen knife in the kitchen, or I'm fantastic with, I don't know, memes. Look at the positive qualities in your life and then focus on those. Because often we do struggle with self esteem, and the struggles with self esteem can be because we have these negative perceptions, like I said earlier, we have these negative perceptions about ourselves in our own minds. So try to change the perception of yourself in your mind first, and then that will be reflected outwards. Then expand your social circle. Like I said, people are busy. They have their own lives, their own agendas, their own responsibilities and things, and they don't necessarily always have time for us. And this is not a negative or a bad thing. It doesn't reflect badly on us. It just means that they're busy. This is where it really helps to have a larger social circle, to to have other people to engage with when our best friends are extremely busy. And there are different strategies and ways where you can expand your social circle. Maybe join a club, join a community, start an activity. Maybe if it's something that, it's a community driven thing where you, I don't know, feed the homeless or go on hikes or join a bird watching club or something like that. You can meet new people and make new connections this way. And it's good just to expand your social circle beyond the one that you already have. This way, we're meeting new people and we're also actively engaging in things in the community. So, we are broadening our vision and we're broadening just the scope of things that we see, which is always good for us in terms of our mental capacity. Here, I always just need to say that make sure that you are joining a community that has a positive influence on you. Don't go out and join something that is a negative impact on you. It's just not going to end well, but I'm not going to go into detail there. Then, work on your communication skills. Many times it can be because of our communication skills, where it's difficult for others to understand us, to interpret what we're trying to say, and how we're trying to say those things. So try to be more expressive and try to figure out how you can work on your own communication skills. Can I communicate more clearly with my friends? Can I maybe say something that's a little bit more to the point? And understand that people interpret us differently based on the platform that we talk to them on. So sometimes in texting, there's a lot of subtext there. You might be having full concentration on this text conversation while your friend is actually playing a game or on a walk or in the shop, so they don't necessarily have 100% of their mental faculties on this conversation that you are having in a text, which makes things difficult because you might be having this extremely serious conversation where they're just like idly looking at it because they're so busy with something else. Or it can be vice versa. So remember, communication has many layers to it. Firstly, the platform where I'm communicating on. Secondly, how I'm actually portraying myself in the things that I'm saying. Make sure that you're communicating clearly, make sure that you are bringing over the message clearly, and it's always better to have serious conversations in person, um, rather than, over a platform such as Discord or Telegram or any of those. Because the thing is, even in a voice call, a person can get distracted. So when you want to communicate something seriously or have a serious conversation, maybe invite them for a cup of coffee or something like that. And that way you can kind of make sure that you can communicate clearly with them. But there's many different things on communication. Maybe I can recommend that you Google different ways to improve your own communication if you want. Then, remember that people are busy. Here it is always important to know that people have their own lives, their own agendas, their own things that occupy them, and they don't necessarily have the time to focus on their friends all that much. Even though we want their full attention, we want them to be fully there, it's difficult because life has all of these ups and downs and all of these responsibilities and things that you need to take care of. It can become a lot. And here we can't necessarily be selfish and say that they need to spend time with me every day. Here it is important, like I said previously, to expand our social circles, for when our one best friend is very busy, then we have somebody else to maybe talk to when we're lonely or when we need that social engagement. So understand that people are busy. Then, empathy. It is extremely important to have empathy for the people around us so that, we can understand when they're going through a hard time or when they're just busy. And another thing that empathy is really good for is, remember when I said people are innately selfish? They really like talking about themselves. They really, really do. So a good way to communicate with our friends or to just have a fun and interesting conversation with them is to talk about them. Ask them questions about their day. Ask them questions about how they think about things. People really, really like to talk about them. And it's not a bad thing. It's just the way that we're wired. It's kind of just how things are. So, a good strategy to get people talking and to kind of make people like you more is to take a genuine interest in them, a genuine interest in their experiences and in their hobbies and in things that they're interested in. Because if we show a genuine interest in them, that friendship will grow and they will take a genuine interest, or possibly they will take a very genuine interest in us. Hopefully. I don't know. Who knows? Social situations are hard, man. It's difficult. I don't know what to tell you. But empathy. Have empathy for the people around us. And lastly, be genuine. Being genuine is extremely important because we can build this entire facade up about, oh, look at me, I am this person, haha, but actually we're not really that person, and it becomes difficult to keep up with that facade. And people pick up on that. People pick up on when somebody is genuine, when somebody is authentic. Be your authentic self because you are amazing, you're incredible. I truly believe that you have a lot to offer. Don't be pushed down by negative thoughts or negative feelings about yourself, because you have something to offer the world. You have something to offer the people around you, and you just need to be your authentic self. If you're going to try to be somebody different in every social circumstance, it's going to be extremely difficult and tiring, and you're not going to have the energy to continue with it every single day. But if you're authentically you, then people will fall in love with you. People will want to be your friend. People will want to be around you because people like authenticity. People like when you are genuinely you. So, if you're ever feeling, why does nobody like me? Firstly, evaluate. Is it maybe only my own perceptions of myself? Am I really that awful? And I can guarantee you the answer is no. It's just people are busy, there are a bunch of different things happening. And I want you to understand that you have a lot to offer the world, and I believe in you. I think that you can make a positive impact on people's lives, and you can have friends. If you are one of those people that believe that you don't deserve friends, I want to tell you something. You're lying to yourself. You do deserve friends. Sorry for the strict talk. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it helped you. I hope that it motivates you. And I hope that it at least helps somebody in the wide world. Please have a fantastic day. Take care of yourself. Like, subscribe, do all of those. I don't know, do whatever. But have a great day. Until next time, cheers. Thanks for watching.